Thanks so much for joining me for my March favorites. I wanted to first welcome you if you are new here. I noticed we have some new subscribers, or if you have been watching for a while and you've recently subscribed, I really appreciate it. And of course, those of you who have been here from the beginning, 9 years ago, we're going on 9 years, I think in September, somewhere around there, we are slowly growing, very strong subscriber base. I actually prefer a smaller subscriber base that is very invested in this channel and very loyal. And you are certainly very loyal and very supportive and very helpful to each other. So thank you so much for joining our small yet mighty community. And this community is also very well versed in luxury beauty. So if you're new to luxury beauty and you have questions, there are so many people who can answer questions for you, whether it's a shade match or skin type that you're trying to find a foundation, concealer, powder for. If you ask that question in the comment section, you will see that there will be a lot of support and lots of experience that people can share with you. And we're on our way to 25,000, so thank you again so much for subscribing. So this month, again, has been slower in terms of purchases. I made some purchases from the Sephora sale and also from the Bloomingdale's promotion. So let me see, that will have maybe gone up before, I'm not quite sure. But I am very slow to really try new things because they either look like something I've seen before or the formulation is not new. In this case, we have a lot of repeats, but also some new products. So let's just start with skincare, because skincare is very important to me. And if you are new and don't know, I will be 53 this year, so my needs in terms of skincare are different than maybe if I was younger, although it hasn't changed that much. I just really look after my skin. It's really important to me to get my skin in optimal condition so that the makeup application and everything else goes smoother. And I have gone to the level of empty on my Chantecaille products, so I am starting to use these. These are the Dr. Medicine products. So I've got this and, oh, I left the other one in the room. So I have this one though, it's the Plasma, and then I'll show you an up close of the other product I'm using. So I use this one in the morning. It's the Dr. Diamond's Medicine. I think I've been calling it Dr. Medicine. It's Dr. Diamond's Medicine. So this is in a little dropper here, and it's pink and it's a nice consistency, more like a serum. And then we have here, this is the Dr. Diamond's Medicine Infusion. Okay, the other one, I can't remember the name. I will show it to you in an insert. So this one has a pump on it and also is very serum-like. And I'll explain to you more about the system, gosh, in a later video or in a vlog. But there are 3 elements to this. These are the first 2 I use during the day. And since I use SPF, that sometimes is more than enough moisture for my combo skin, and I'll just go in with SPF after that. The other product, which I will insert now here so you can see it. So these 3 products together on my skin, again, 2 in the day and then 3 in the evening, have been really nice in terms of getting that smooth result. It feels really smooth. So it takes a lot for me to get away from Chantecaille, but I thought since I reached empty on most of my products that I use from Chantecaille, have some backups, but I thought now's a good time to try some other skincare products, and I really am enjoying those. I also opened this up because I am also empty on my eye creams. It's really rare that I go empty on all of my skincare products at the same time, but since that happened, I thought, let me try this. This is the Clé de Peau Eye Contour Cream Supreme, and this is one they sent me, and it's a really lovely texture. It's very smooth, very emollient. It feels like, I'm gonna say like a whipped butter almost. Not whipped butter. Mayonnaise, it's more dense than that. It's like a denser mayonnaise is what it is, but it absorbs nicely. I have that on my eyes. I prepped my eye area with that today, and it works really nicely with all of the different makeup products and eye concealers I've used so far. So I wanted to make sure to mention that. Then going in with eyes first. I went in with eyes because I knew the product I was using has potential for fallout. Now, this is not the product that has potential for fallout. It is this. This is Chanel's Brun Talpa. Not a new product at all, but I thought this is the kind of product that is perfect to pair with the next product I'm going to talk about. This is really one of my very favorite one and dones ever because it's a cool tone. It has some glow to it, but not intermittent shimmer in it. I don't love very detectable particles, but there is more glow than say a satin, a general satin would have. So I have that on my eyes. Now, this alone is beautiful. but I wanted to just experiment some more with the versatility of this product, and this particular product is missing a medium tone. So these actually together are really lovely. So we've got Brun Talpa here, and then this is the eyeshadow by Victoria Beckham. Now, I got a few comments on the Victoria Beckham video I did, or actually it was an Hermès look, using this palette, and there were other comments that some people either really love them or really didn't find that any of them fit their aesthetic. And I agree, for me, either the colors were too close together, or in this case, we were missing a key shade, which would have been something more like Brun Talpa. So I paired them together. So I've got this on, I use this to build some dimension. I use this to kind of blend the two together. I also use this as an eyeliner. Use this shade right under the brow. Of course, we will do a get ready with me. You'll see all of this in action. I still haven't used this sparkly shade. That's not really my kind of thing. So if they replace this shade with a medium shade, this would actually be really, really usable palette. But in this case, bringing in a one and done and enhancing it, I think worked out really nicely. So we've got that on the eyes. I did that first. And then of course, Faux Lash Mascara by Chantecaille. I mentioned in the Get Ready With Me that this, once it makes this noise, I think something separates in this part right here. I know it's probably time to get a new one. It happens around month 3. I need another Faux Lash Mascara by Chantecaille. For brows, I went in and I did something a little bit different. I went kind of maximalist with the eyebrows today. So instead, and I've done this before, but I thought I would just show you because I haven't done this in a while. I was really loving dark brown until I tried out Taupe. So Taupe is a beautiful, cool color, and it meshes really nicely with my natural brow color. It's not too warm. There's no red or blue or purple or anything strange in here. Sometimes it can even go green. So this one has a greenish undertone, but not, it doesn't appear as though it's green. So I put this on my brow first, and then I enhanced it with the dark brown. So I really just started here at the arch and intensified it, and then kind of feathered it into this front part, and then kept it really, really kind of defined on the end. So you'll see the difference when I just put on Taupe, or apply Taupe, and then Taupe plus dark brown. So I've got that happening on my brows today. I really like the effect. I think it's so pretty. And then of course with eye prep, I've got here Victoria Beckham in Trench. I just can't find anything else that does the job of canceling out that redness without moving around. Even concealer doesn't do as well as this does. It really adheres nicely. I have diagonal lines where makeup can tend to gather if left on its own. And then I went in with this, which is becoming, or has become, a staple of mine for eye prep, even on the daily. This is by Sweed. It is their Bright, it's an eyeliner pencil right on that inner waterline. Just one quick kind of a sheer swipe of that makes a big difference. So it's not obvious that I've done something there. Sometimes pencils can be a little like chalky or thick, or you can see that it's skipped. This one doesn't do it. It's really smooth, and you can do a nice thin layer also, which is what I've done. Now for under eye area, I went in with the Westman Atelier. So if you like that Chanel under eye concealer, but you would prefer it not in a jar, because I know the jar can be kind of a lot to deal with, and there's a lot of product in there. So some people use the jar and move the concealer into smaller containers. So if you don't like that though, this is a nice alternative. It's not as thick and not as perfecting as the Chanel under eye concealer, but it's very nice, very natural. I have that under my eye today. And I also had the request to please let us know what powder I would use under the eye. I do not use powder under the eye because on me, and I don't have a lot of like crepey skin or anything, but I can just see it when I have powder under my eye, but I did powder today. This is by CdP. So I can show you up close. Let me show you. There's the under eye area. I've had it on, I think I did the Get Ready With Me like an hour ago. So that's what it looks like. I did a really light layer though. And I also did add a little bit to the front, because then it was more finished looking here or not finished looking here. So I kind of had to pull the powder down just to make it look more cohesive. So we've got that CdP powder under the eye. That is the only one I would use. It's very finely milled. Really can't think of another powder I would powder under my eyes with. And do let us know if you have a powder that you would use under the eye area, especially because I know some of you do powder under the eye all the time. I only do this for videos or, gosh, really just videos because my concealer doesn't move once it's in place. I have normal skin in this area. It's not oily, it's not dry, it's none of those things, and on me it just looks more natural to not powder. But if you do have a powder you would recommend, please leave that in the comment section below. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I didn't even wear it. Okay, so one lip product I forgot. If I want to just have like a neutral tone to my lips, not warm, not cool, but neutral, this is a really great one. This one's by Nars. They sent this to me. You can see I've used it quite a bit. But it's like the first lip product I'll put on in the morning after I do my SPF routine. But this is Laguna. It's very nice. So I wanted to make sure to mention that. I forgot to apply that. Also, another lip product I've been loving is this one by Merit, and this is in Pointelle. This has been traveling around in my bag with me. It's very hydrating. It's just a pretty color. It's like a sheer wash of color on me, but I really like the hydration. I like the ease of reapplication on the go. It's really nice. And then my other lip color that I have on now is the one by Hermès. I'm still loving this. So I really do love what I love. I try new formulations, but I try not to buy a lot or many colors of certain lipsticks or blushes or eyeshadows. Now I just want to buy what I will actually use. And this is one that I have used over and over again. It's just a little bit more polished than the Merit product. It has a little bit more coverage, but it's still really hydrating. And that's really important to me because I don't like that feeling. Like I always like to put lotion on my hands, and I always like to have some moisture here as well. That's why I don't like anything that even is potentially drying. I like having that moisture. I think it looks healthier as well. So that's definitely more my aesthetic. Now the Valentino lip that I mentioned in the Get Ready With Me, the Sephora one, that is very nice. That is actually quite hydrating for a matte. Although I don't know if they call it a matte, but it's more like a velvet. It's really pretty. Okay, so I kind of went out of order. So we did start with eyes though, because I was just concerned about fallout. Although I have to say with the Chanel product, it adhered really nicely because it is a more creamy kind of formulation. So it worked really well. I didn't really have fallout to clean up. But I did go in with this base product by Chanel. Nothing new here. It's sheer. It really just helps prime this area, helps keep oil under control, especially in these warmer months. And then I went in with my these Dior foundation sticks. Whenever I take out things that I've loved in the past to feature them again or show you again, I remember how much I love them and why I love them. So I've got my shades here in 2CR and 3.5N. They are mixed together. And when I did that video, the Sephora video, I think I filmed like 2 or 3 videos after that, and then I worked out for an hour. And then at the end of the day, I looked in the mirror and that makeup looked almost as good as it did as when I first applied it. It looked really nice. So the wear on this is beautiful. So if you have these, let me know if you found the same thing. I tried something a little bit different, and favorites video is not usually where I'm experimenting with things that I've read about, but in this case I thought, well, we've seen this so many times, this foundation in action, so I thought let's experiment. And I had read about someone who combined it with something with a little bit of glow, and I thought immediately, I have a couple of products, but I thought let's try this. This one is the #1 to Chanel. It's the Skin Enhancer in Soft Pink, and you can see, wow, I've used quite a bit. There's maybe only this much left. I love this on its own. Today I mixed it with the foundation. So I put the foundation on my hand, I put a little bit of the Skin Enhancer on my hand, I mixed it together, and then I applied it. So that might be why we have a little bit of glow, but there's also another reason we might have some glow here. I have, oh, let's talk about this. This is the Dior bronzer that I used, and again, does not look like it's going to provide much color for me, but I did a half and half or side by side so you could see with bronzer versus without, and it's just a pretty, very natural, undetectable kind of bronzer because it just meshes so nicely with the skin and the contrast isn't that strong. So if you want something subtle and just to warm up the skin and build just a little bit of dimension, this is pretty. This is an 02 light, so it has a little bit of the glow to it. There was a matte version of it, so this has a little bit of glow to it, plus the packaging is really pretty. Oh, I also went in, I'm kind of all over the place today, I went in with this Hourglass product for the brows because I still cannot get my hands on the new, I still cannot get my hands on the Jones Road brow product, which I love it, but I keep checking back and I have not seen it unless I missed it. I think I put my email in there to please let me know if it comes back into stock, so I will be purchasing that whenever it does. For nails, I went in with these products. So I picked up the base also, and this is the older one, but I bought another one, which is on my nails now. And then we have the top coat. So I now have all three, and I did not see the wisdom in picking up the base before, but now I do. So I don't typically like base products because they don't dry, they can tend to dent, and they're too thick. So that's why I don't use base products. This, however, dried down nicely. And I also noticed I need just one coat of the nail polish now, not two. And just putting one coat makes it nice and even versus two coats, which can get a little bit inconsistent. Although with this nail polish, there's less of that chance because it's so fluid. I really love it. So this is beautiful nail polish. If you do your own nails like I do, by the time you add up how much 3 of those items cost, I think that's only a couple trips to the nail salon. So this lasts me a whole year. I haven't bought the top coat for a year, and I'm still on this, and I've had this for over a year and it's still going. So I do my nails about once a week, so I wanted to mention that. Okay, now we are on to blush. Okay, so blush, these are the 2 blushes I have on. So this in 44 and this in Stockholm. It's the same combination I did for the Sephora video. After I feature things and I remember like, oh, I love these things. So I've been doing that. Really pretty. Love how this just really brings some dimension out because it's got a little bit of glow. And then this really just helps make this look nice and plump and healthy because it's this kind of texture versus a powder. It's really pretty. Oh, I did want to mention that the Dr. Medicine products, it works well with moisturizer. So my skin is a little bit on the drier side, not as dry as it has been though, but a little on the drier side. So I layer it with something lightweight. And this is by Chantecaille. This is their 24 karat gold firming moisturizer. This one's in the pump. It's a little bit more lightweight than the other gold products that I use. I want to mention that that's what I have on my face to prep because I think that's really important. I was checking my earrings. I thought I left one off. I've been loving all of my Vuori purchases, so I will just list the ones that I love. I have a couple of the pants and tops that go together. I've got a sweatshirt, I've got shorts, everything that I've purchased from them except for 2 items that I sent back. I'll be talking about those in a vlog, are things that I love and I'm wearing all the time, and they wash really well and they look really nice. Also wanted to mention a pair of jeans that I picked up there by Levi's. So if you love the look of Nili Lotan but want something that is maybe a quarter of the price of the Nili Lotans, then you might want to look at these, and they're by Levi's, but they're the 50190s. So let me leave the details here. I think I have a little shoppable tab for you. What I found with these is that the balance is that I have more broad shoulders. I'm more athletic build, and so my hips are a little bit more narrow, so it kind of balances me out to have the hips a little bit wider looking. I know that doesn't sound like it would work, but it works on me to have them a little bit wider looking. And then I have a hat here I've been wearing almost every day. I'll show it to you in a minute. But this here is my fragrance that I've been loving. Of course, beige right there is one of my most used ones, but this one I've just been pulling for, and it's a Jersey by Chanel, and it's the Les Exclusives, and it reminds me a lot of spring, and there is a lavender note in here that's really beautiful, but it is anchored with musk, so it's not as common smelling as it could be, because to me, lavender is something I smell in lots of different places. I know it can be used in culinary as well, so it's found more often than a lot of other fragrances that I pick up on just in the world. But this one is very sophisticated, really fresh smelling. So I've got that on now as well. Okay, so let me show you the hat. This is that. Any cream hat will do, but this one in particular I really enjoyed, and plus it was on sale. But in the vlog, if it hasn't gone up yet, I did mention that the interior of this hat is constructed as well as the exterior, and I really appreciate that kind of craftsmanship. And I have to, speaking of craftsmanship, my shopping habits have both changed and not changed in terms of luxury. I know it seems to be a whole thing, or at least I'm getting it on my feed, about how people who are in the luxury realm here on YouTube are changing their shopping habits. Let me know if you want to hear my thoughts on it. Like I said, they have and they haven't changed at the same time. I'll include some products that I think might illustrate how my shopping habits have both changed and not changed at the same time. Okay, so this is a large, extra large. And what I like about this is that it is a little bit bigger, and I like that because then it doesn't have to be so tight on my head. And also, I wore this today. I wore this hat today and didn't smash my hair down and didn't give me hat hair. So I like it a little bit looser, and also I like that it builds a little bit of height and the width is still the same as my face. Sometimes when a hat is too small or even the right size, the shape of my head looks kind of off. So I prefer a larger size in the hat. But this is the hat that I have been enjoying quite a bit. Pretty much every day I've been wearing it. So let me know if there is a cap that you like, but I think that the size and the shape are really key. And then I really like how this extends further. In fact, I bought another one in navy, and if it's still available, I will put a little shoppable tab here, but this is, you're gonna see this quite a bit. It's also really easy to just curl my hair at the bottom and put a hat on and look like I'm ready to go. So that is a little hack that has been working really nicely for me. But that is it for today's video. Let me know what you have been loving in the month of March or in the month of April. We're already in April. And again, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. That is it for today's video. So please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Faux Longest Lash by Mascara. No.